Shalom. I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. And peace and salutations to the Akim and Aqua, the believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in spirit and theme of prophecy. And wanted to speak about Russia. It's breaking news. Russia just attacked Ukraine with an ICBM missile. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to hit a couple of precepts. And Lord's willing, this will be edifying. It's going to be straight to the point. Oh yeah, before I continue, it's fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not making any money off of this. This is just for educational purposes only. Fair use. Yeah, so there you have it. Russia fired the first ever ICBM at Ukraine. That's never been done before in conventional war. Let me see. And like I said, this was done like between 5 and 7 p.m. to 5 and 7 a.m. this morning. Salakia. It says Russia launched an intercontinental ballistic missile during attack on Ukraine on Thursday, Kiev's Air Force said, in the first known use, first known use in the war of a powerful weapon designed to deliver nuclear strikes thousands of kilometers away. It says the launch was the latest sign of rapidly mounting tensions in the 33-month-old war after Ukraine fired U.S. and British missiles at targets inside Russia this week, despite warnings by Moscow that it would see an action as a major escalation. They would see such action as a major escalation. Now, let me get a couple of precepts. Yeah, so as you can see, America keeps on poking the bear, Russia, and Russia's not bluffing. They said that they will send nuclear missiles over to whoever poses a threat to Russia's homeland. And we all know that Ukraine gets its weaponry from the United States, from America. So this is exciting times. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, God answers the prophet, the Most High answers the prophet. And it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Here's the point. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And the vision is not tarrying. It is surely coming. And it is speaking. It is not lying. Russia is not playing with America. And we're just inching closer and closer towards this Third World War. A couple more prophecies have to come to pass before, that happens. You still got Jacob's trouble to intensify, and you still got the the MOTB, the mark of the beast, to be made mandatory. You got those prophecies to come to pass. But we're right at the doors. You got Russia turning into that old school state. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 1. So you should read the subheading, prophecy about Gog and future invasion of Israel. Because it's inevitable. Russia said that they're going to back and they're going to back Iran, and Israel's going to war with Iran right now. So Russia's going to step in on behalf of Iran, and you know who helps them? North Korea, and I believe China. So it's not looking good for Israel and the state of Israel, and it's not looking good for America. There's Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Here's the point. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth on all thine army, horses and horsemen. Yeah, Russia's turning back into that old Soviet Union mind state. They're going back to that military mindset. They're getting prepared for war. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And then it goes on to name the people that Russia would be guard unto. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Yeah, so Russia's going to be a guard unto these nations. So Russia's going to be a guard unto the nations that Israel is going to war with. There's no possible way that the state of Israel is going to succeed in winning this war that it has waged on Iran and Palestine. You know, they're committing genocide in Palestine now, but you know, they're they're warring with Hezbollah and Hamas. But the buck stops when it comes to Russia, because Russia has too many allies, and Turkey is getting into the mix as well. They're most likely going to either get kicked out of NATO, or they're going to walk away from NATO altogether. This is truly a beautiful time to be alive, to see this, to witness this in real time. Like it says in Revelation the 17th chapter, the 10 horns, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and burn her with fire. The whore being in America, and the 10 horns being the EU nations, NATO. Like where it says the beast shall hate the whore. Let me keep on reading. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, and thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. They're talking about Russia. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. Then it goes on to name them. Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, Art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, and to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, Son of man, prophesy and say unto Gog, Thus saith the Lord power, In that day when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it. Yeah, so Russia's getting ready to go to war with Ukraine, Israel, and America, and there's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. This is biblical prophecy. Let me get one more. This wasn't meant to be long. This is just straight to the point. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 37. And it reads, By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them, until the said measure be fulfilled. Yeah, so everything is for an appointed time, like it said in Habakkuk. Then the Lord doesn't move nor stir them until the measure be fulfilled. And it looks like the measure is being fulfilled, and God invading Israel. That's what it looks like. And Gog being Russia, the Medes, you know. But those Islamic states, those Islamic states, the Arab nations, they're going to click up, and they're clicking up as we speak, and that's biblical prophecy as well. There's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28. It says, Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmenians, which are the Iranians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which are the Americans. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Yeah, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're seeing. The Arab nations are clicking up together to go against Israel and America. So it's not looking good for the state of Israel and America, for those small hats. It's not looking good for those regular Edomites. You know, but this is beautiful for us, meaning, the children of Israel. This just means that we're one step closer to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah, coming back and delivering us. Those of the hopeful elect, Lord's will I be part of that number. But, so you're just keeping our eyes peeled as to what's taking place and what's happening next. And let me see if this will play.
Humanity's greatest weapon is the lie. We are unreliable and thus unpredictable. Doom Prophecy, streaming exclusively on Max.
What we do know is that the Ukrainian Air Force has said that an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile, was fired at Ukraine. We think at about 5:18 this morning, roughly, they're saying, and as a result, sirens are put on here in the capital, and then subsequently followed explosions in Dnipro, one of the largest cities here in Ukraine, where there's an awful lot of industrial key infrastructure. There have been reports of significant explosions around some of that industrial infrastructure in Dnipro. No immediate reports of casualties, but if something military was hit, we wouldn't know about the exact nature of what was hit often, ever, or for quite some time. At the same time, accompanying this missile, whatever it was, and be absolutely clear here, the Ukrainians have not specified what device was used here, whether it was a different part of the Russian arsenal that you might normally associate with non-conventional weaponry, or whether it was on the further reach of their ballistic missiles to simply have a better or longer range. At the same time, 6 or 7 other missiles were launched with it, one Kinjal hypersonic missile, and then 6 others. Potentially, you might argue, to confuse any air defences or overtax them and allow that different intercontinental ballistic missile, which the Ukrainians have used that terminology, to hit its target. So that's the limit of what we know at this point. Why is this causing people to have a sharper intake of breath? Well, because if indeed this was an ICBM, and we have to wait for Ukrainian experts who will certainly be at the scene of whatever was hit to look at the wreckage to try and determine what flew through their skies, you might associate a device like that, a missile like that, as I say, with non-conventional, even nuclear weaponry. That's not happened, as far as we know at this point. What people are trying to work out is whether this is a Russian weaponry escalation, whether it's their response to the extraordinary past 4 days we've seen here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was a response, But like I was saying, I was just blowing the trumpet in Zion. Lord's will, use edified. Till next time, shalom to the elect.